Sovereign citizens say they don't recognize the court, but somehow they recognize the jail cell every time.
This opposite name out your mouth.
Whoa! Ah! Oh, wow. Y'all are wild.
Welcome. I'm like, before we get into this video, yeah, we definitely needed something to laugh at. The last 2 nights been kind of rough. So, hey, okay, all right, I see you. Hey there, Rita, how you doing? All right. Welcome to everybody that's in the chat right now. So I hope y'all enjoyed that little snippet that I created just to give y'all something to laugh at. That's all it is. And I know everybody's excited about the holidays coming up and all that good stuff. So we're going to keep smiles on everybody's faces while we watch this case. So, oh, go back. I just got started if you want to go back. Well, if it was a comedy ad, that was from me. It wasn't from YouTube. Welcome. All right, so we're going to get started with this case. Dad's on the stand tonight at some point. So this is what everybody's been waiting on. So we're going to go on in because this one's going to be a little bit lengthy like last night. But let's go ahead and get it going. All right. Okay, yeah, that's me. All right, so let's get started. And I'll pop in and out throughout the video. Let's go.
First, these pages for me, if you wouldn't mind. And tell me, if you recognize them.
She's looking at what, for you?
For you.
There's only one page.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we're gonna have to do these one at a time. Unless we can stipulate to do them in a bunch, but I don't know if the definitive will allow that.
Well, let's just look at for you right
For you, okay. Man, what does this picture appear to be?
Okay,
Who took this picture?
I didn't.
And do you recall approximately when this picture was taken?
Around summer.
Of this year?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, and where was it taken at?
Lake Havasu.
Okay, and so summer this year around at Lake Havasu,
Yes.
and you took it.
Yes.
Did you provide this picture to my office?
I did.
Is it a fair and accurate copy of the picture that you took of Lake Havasu in or around summer of 2025?
Yes.
Your Honor, move to admit exhibit for you into the record.
Did you take her to the lake? Did you travel to go together and we took this picture?
Yeah, me, Michael, and the baby.
Okay. So for you will be admitted, one page.
Flip to the next exhibit 4V. What does this appear to be?
This is a picture of climbing.
And when was this picture taken? Do you recall?
It's November 23rd, 2022.
Okay, and who took this picture?
I took it.
Okay, and where were you rock climbing at?
I can't remember the name of it. It's at least over off of Auto Show Drive.
So it's in Henderson. Is that a fair statement? Henderson, Nevada? Okay. And you took this picture?
Yes.
Did you provide this picture to my office? Is it a fair and accurate characterization of the picture that you took?
Yes.
Your Honor, move to admit exhibit 4V into the record.
Okay, any objection?
No.
4B will be admitted.
Go to the next one, 4W. What does this appear to be, ma'am?
We went on a trip to Arizona.
You say we. Who is we? Okay. So there's how many pictures in this? 2, I think, right?
The second one is just
Okay, and who took these pictures?
was a random person, and then Michael took one of you.
Was your cell phone used to take the picture?
Yes.
So you handed your cell phone to someone walking by and they snapped a picture of your family. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
And the next one is Who took that picture?
Michael.
Okay. And he used your phone though, right?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
So when were these pictures taken approximately, do you know?
Oh,
Was it 2025?
It was 2025.
Okay, 2025. And is it possible it was in or around the summertime?
Yes,
Okay. And did you provide these pictures to my office?
yes, I did.
Are they a fair and accurate representation of the pictures that you took and gave to me?
Yes,
Your Honor, move to admit Exhibit 4W into the record.
Any objection?
No.
4W will be admitted.
I'm gonna have you flip to 4X. Are you there?
yes, and
What do these pictures appear to be?
it's a picture of our family.
And where are you?
We're at the Grand Canyon.
Did you take this picture, these two pictures,
Yes, I did.
with your own phone?
Yes,
Okay, so one's like a selfie with your hand out like that?
Yep.
And the second picture is whom? And you took that picture
yes,
with your phone?
yes,
And where are you?
the Grand Canyon.
And is it a fair statement to say that you took your family to a family vacation to the Grand Canyon in or around summer 2025?
Yes,
And did you provide these pictures to my office?
yes, I did.
Are they a true and accurate copy of the pictures you provided?
Yes,
I move to admit Exhibit 4X into the record.
Did you take 4W and 4X on the same day?
Did you take 4X and 4W on the same day?
yes,
Okay. 4X will be admitted, no objection? Sir, any objection?
No, sir.
So 4X will be admitted.
So, of these pictures that we've now had admitted into the record, is it a fair characterization to say that you spend time with your daughter, with your family, and you do active things where you go out and see things like going to the Grand Canyon or Arizona or rock climbing or kayaking at the lake, Lake Havasu?
yes,
So again, you spend time with your child actively engaged in nature pursuits or things that, she's actively engaged to learn. Is that a fair statement?
yes.
All right, I know that this is going to be repetitive, and I'm sorry, I'm going to lay my foundation. So,
Wait, Marshall, how much time is left?
It is, the plaintiff's got 37 minutes, the defendant now has 58 minutes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
so we established that it began in therapy earlier this year. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
And she ceased at therapy some 2 months later. Is that a fair statement?
So she initially started at the end of 2024, December 2024. Removed his consent beginning in 2025. And then the court ordered, at the March 13th hearing, they ordered her therapy. But she didn't begin until in or around May 9th.
So some 2 months later after the court ordered her to start.
Yes,
Do you know why she didn't start right away pursuant to Judge Ochoa's order?
yes. I was having difficulty getting the therapist list from, he kept giving me, instead of picking a provider, he would give me, an office, like a doctor that was, didn't meet therapeutic needs, such as, autism or something like that. I don't know the term of it, but
So, she, however, did resume therapy some 2 months after the judge ordered it. Is that a fair statement?
yes, correct.
After some wrangling and whatnot, but it happened.
Yes,
Is she still in therapy today?
she is.
And do you attend therapy sessions with her?
No,
Do you take her to therapy sessions?
take her, yes.
Okay, but you don't physically sit in the room with her and
No.
participate?
No.
To your knowledge, does she participate in therapy?
I don't believe so.
Did you attempt to obtain records from therapists to provide for the court for this litigation?
Yes, I did.
Were you able to obtain those records?
It took me multiple attempts at messaging him and reaching out to him.
So, if I'm understanding you, you're saying you eventually did get them, but not right away. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. So, is there a reason why you didn't get the records right away?
He just wasn't responsive.
So you requested to sign something to allow you to get the records. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Do you recall if what you signed was called a release of records?
Yes, it's an ROI.
ROI.
Yes.
So you presented an ROI to him to sign so that the facility would give you the records.
Yes.
You recall approximately when you presented that ROI to him, the release of information records?
It was approximately 6 months after she began,
So if she began in May, that would be,
around August or
well,
September.
September, October, November. Does that sound more accurate?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And do you know why he used to sign the release? So is it fair to say that you did obtain the records? How did you obtain them?
I reached out to my counsel, and my counsel asked his counsel to send the ROI, I believe.
So it took going through lawyers to have sign the release so you could see his therapy records. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
So you asking something from and then him dragging his feet or taking a long time to respond, is that typical behavior from when it comes to co-parenting and cooperating with you?
Yes.
Can you give me any other examples of times in the last 12 months when he's not cooperated with you to meet his needs? And I'm sorry, I know that you're soft-spoken. If you could speak into the microphone, please.
I can't think of any examples right now.
So,
Oh, we just been raided. Where did it go? Charge. What's going on, Lone Wolf? Because he just wrapped up and he popped over here to support us. Appreciate it for everybody that you bring in with you. Let's see. All right. Well, good. Your crew's early enough because soon Dad will be on the stand, and that's gonna be the good stuff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, I'm gonna keep this hearing going, but thank you for coming through. Appreciate that.
you talked about the doctor's appointments, right?
Yes.
Do you ever try to schedule doctor's appointments for him? Does he respond to you?
The doctor's appointments I've made.
When you tried to make a doctor's appointment, you try to talk to right?
Yes, I mean, I've only made the one doctor's appointment.
Fair enough.
I informed him before.
Okay. All right. So when you get her to the doctor, does he inform you about those appointments?
No.
Does he contact you after the fact to give you a status update or provide a summary of what the recommendations were of the doctor or what the diagnoses were?
No. Well, the last time, like there's an example, I reached out to him in regards to addiction, and he said that I asked him if I can pick it up because it was a 10-day script, and he lied and told me that she had already finished it. Said that she didn't take any role in his care.
So, just so I'm clear for the record, you're saying that a doctor made a recommendation for this medicine and told you that it had been taken in congruence with the recommendation and completed. And is it your testimony that it told you that she didn't take any of it?
Yes.
Do you recall what the medication was for?
It was amoxicillin.
Okay, now I'm not a doctor. It sounds like that's an antibiotic. Is that, do I have that right?
Yes.
Okay. And was sick at that time or something?
She was sick, took her out of school early, and then kept her for the 4 to 5 hours during my custodial time because it was such an emergency to take her to the doctor and pick up her medicine. And so even after he picked up her medicine, he didn't give her any medicine. And then he dropped her off at my house.
So when he dropped her off to you, did he bring the medicine with him?
Yes, he gave me the medicine. He hadn't given it to her yet.
So you administered the medicine to her?
Yes, I did. And then I sent it back with her to his house. And then she told me that she didn't take it all week. When she came back the following weekend, I messaged him to see if I can come pick it up, but he never messaged me back. And then finally when he did, he told me that she took it, that there was no more.
Okay.
This guy is something else. I mean, not in a good way either.
And I had to contact the doctor and the pharmacy also to get this information.
So just so I'm clear, do you believe that sharing information about doctor's appointments and ongoing care is important?
Yes.
Do you believe that he thinks it's important to keep you informed about appointments and care?
No,
Why not?
because he doesn't keep me informed and he doesn't respect me as a co-parent.
How would you describe the relationship with
I think that they love each other and I think they have a playful relationship. I think that he doesn't want her to grow up though. He baby talks her.
All right. Have you ever hit or struck?
No.
Has your boyfriend Michael ever hit or struck that you're aware of?
No.
When you discipline, how do you do it?
I have a really calm approach. I give her space to process how she's feeling, and then come back and talk about it.
To your knowledge, how does
On multiple occasions said that he instills the fear of God into his children, and I assume he uses corporal punishment to do that.
Okay. You've not seen him do that, you just believe that. Is that a safe, fair
I've seen
statement?
him do that.
You've seen it.
Yes, he did that to my boys when we were together.
And when he utilized corporal punishment against your sons, how did he do it?
I just really hard spankings.
Did he use instruments like a belt or a wooden spoon?
No,
So he really got after them with his hand.
very hard, yes.
Did he leave marks?
Yes,
Have you ever seen him discipline that way?
I haven't seen him.
Have you ever heard of him discipline that way?
She has told me.
She's told you that he utilizes, spanks her.
Yes. Not in a couple of years, but she's very fearful of his spankings.
To your knowledge, has girlfriend Jasmine ever struck or hit?
Yes,
When?
April 2024.
Okay, that's pretty specific. Do you know what happened?
Came over to my house and she was hiding her eye. She appeared to not want to tell me what happened, and finally when she did tell me what happened, she told me that Jasmine asked her if she wanted to tell me. And then I messaged him about it, and he says that he was aware that happened, and he told Jasmine not to hit. He's not allowed to hit.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you flip in the book 5A through 5S again. This is the one with the text messages. 5A through 5S.
Oh, he's doing a lot of writing now. And yeah, it sounds like Jasmine had part of it too. So I feel sorry for the child. It's just ridiculous. But don't worry. He'll be getting on that stand very shortly so we can hear what he has to say. And actually, I haven't even watched this whole thing. I just edited enough to try to knock out some dead space. But I can't wait to see it as well.
And we're going to be back in the text messages, which is Exhibit 5S again. Tell me when you're there. I'm looking at Bates page number 2324, okay? 2324. And this exhibit is admitted into the record. Tell me when you're there. You there?
Yes.
Okay, so these messages begin at April 18th of 2024 at 7:25 a.m. What does that top bubble appear to be?
It's a photograph of Katie's black eye.
And would you read the bubble below it, please?
I said, "What left this? Can you explain to me what happened to her?"
And the message below is from whom?
He said, "I don't know why her eyes like that. Jasmine got into a fight a few days ago. Jasmine slapped her back. I told Jasmine she's not allowed to hit her. Eye wasn't bad like that though.
Keep reading, please.
I think out of nervousness she might have been messing with it because it wasn't this bad when I picked her up Tuesday. I've been under the weather for a couple of days and I think she's been trying to communicate with me what happened. But she didn't tell me until last night after I forced her to tell me. She said she didn't want to get in trouble. She said that Jasmine hit her with her ring on.
And the next bubble below that, please.
I need to be told when things like this happen. That Jasmine asked her if she wanted to tell me, and I'm too young to make that decision. If Jasmine isn't able to communicate with me, then I need you to. I would prefer that you communicate with me anyways. Me and Jasmine are not getting along lately. I've always tried to stand by her as a woman, but as of lately I cannot for a couple of reasons."
Okay, so knew that there was a physical altercation between Jasmine and is that a fair statement?
Yes.
And he didn't tell you.
No, we didn't.
You learned about it by your child waking up with a swollen eye in the morning. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that's right?
No.
Do you think it's fair?
No.
Does that encourage and foster a positive co-parenting relationship?
No.
What do you think would happen, and I'm going to ask you to speculate, what do you think would happen if she went home with an eye like that? What do you think he'd do to you?
Yeah. He would take her away from me.
I can't hear you.
He would take her away from me.
How would you describe the relationship with her half-siblings?
She looks up to her older brothers. She misses them. She often wants to go to California to see them. And her younger brother, says that she's annoyed by them. They're constantly going in their room and going into her space. Baby Theodore's, he's only one, so I think she loves them all.
Okay. Have you ever neglected or withheld love, affection, food, water, or anything from
No.
to the best of your knowledge? Has neglected or withheld love, affection, food, water, or anything from?
No, he's withheld it from me. So,
Okay. Have you ever been arrested or charged with domestic violence against anyone?
no.
To the best of your knowledge, has been arrested or charged with domestic violence against anyone?
Yes.
When do you know that happened?
In 2011.
Do you know where that occurred? Was it here in Clark County?
That was in Clark County. I believe it was towards an ex-girlfriend.
And do you know if he was just charged or was he convicted of domestic violence?
I don't know.
All right. Now, has there ever been a situation where the child has been placed in a sexually compromising situation with Jasmine?
Yes.
Okay, can you explain that to the court?
Well, when I came over to my house,
When?
towards the end of 2024, she brought one of Jasmine's family members with her, and they immediately went upstairs to shower together. And I didn't realize what they were doing until I walked in, well, went up there, and
Who?
is related to Jasmine in some way or another.
Okay, and how old was
I believe she's 15.
15?
Mhm.
Okay, and when did this happen?
That was towards the end of 2024.
Okay, so the 15-year-old is visiting at your home,
Yes.
and what's happened?
The girls went upstairs and got in the shower together.
Okay,
So I was immediately concerned, and I, knocked on the door, asked them to get out, so I could speak to them. He said that this is something that they do often, that it's normal. When I brought it up to Jasmine, she said that she also showers. This is just normal in her family.
so how old is Jasmine?
Jasmine's 25.
25 years old, and she told you this approximately when?
That was in or around the end of 2024.
Okay, so are we talking like November, December 2024?
December.
Okay, and so just so I'm clear for the record, whom is a relation somehow to Jasmine, which is your girlfriend,
Yes.
is visiting at your home. She's 15. The girls go upstairs and shower together. You learn about it. You go upstairs. You pull them, out of this shower situation and talk to them. And then you communicate with Jasmine about this?
She came to pick the girls up. Yes, I did.
Why didn't you talk to
Don't talk. I always communicate with Jasmine.
So,
Never came to my house to pick up.
so Jasmine arrives and you say to Jasmine, hey, I caught them showering together,
This is concerning.
you expressed your concern to her,
Mhm.
and is it your testimony that she then says to you, oh, this is no big deal, I shower with her too?
Yes.
That's some crazy stuff right there. And Jasmine's only 25. So how old is the father? Him. I didn't know it was gonna be twisted like this.
Do you know the last time that Jasmine and showered together?
I don't.
And there was a hearing all about this in this case, was there not?
Yes.
Do you recall approximately when that hearing occurred? Was it March or May?
March 30th.
So March 13th. So this court has heard argument about this before in the past. Okay. So,
You see how he just flipped those? He's been flipping those papers as he write, like he's getting very, very angry at sitting there. But his time is up.
did you in fact raise this issue with directly in Our Family Wizard?
I have, it was a different issue regarding the showering.
Okay. In book 5T to 5V, 5T to 5V, you have it there?
Yes.
And we're looking at exhibit 5T. This is the Our Family Wizard messages that are already admitted into the record. And we're going to be looking at base page number 2551.
Exhibit what?
5T, which is the Our Family Wizard messages, 5T.
It's kind of hard to count between 4 and 5. There's so many things
I know, it's crazy.
on the computer. Okay, I'm at 4T. What's the page you're gonna look at?
We're looking at 5T, Your Honor.
5T.
5T.
Guys, just let you guys both know you're at about 37 minutes each
Fair enough, thank you.
remaining.
Okay,
You said 2521?
2551. 2551.
has the exhibit been admitted?
It has, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
So, are you there for 2551?
Yes.
And this message, again, they read backwards, which I know is weird. On 2550, this occurred on June 27, 25 at 9:05 p.m. You sent a message titled, daring to shower with her cousin. Do you see that?
Yes.
And this message, you address the issue with about the girls showering together?
I do, yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And on 2550, the following message is, how does
He asks me questions if I spoke directly about the situation. What exactly did she express to you about how she felt? And how did you respond to her during the conversation? What was your response? So he doesn't deny that.
Okay, so I want you to read the top message on 2550. It's response to you dated July 1st, 25 at 10:27 p.m. Can you read that paragraph starting with, was never dared?
He said, never dared to shower with her cousin, and the way you're putting it, it sounds extremely weird. She has been with me all of her life, and I would never put her in a weird situation. I see how you're trying to manipulate the situation in your favor to look good in court. It is, again, not just a situation, just not a situation. This is our daughter. Co-parenting would be enormously appreciated rather than you trying to find angles of attack. I'm very aware that the courts said no more showers with her cousins or her mommy Jasmine, nor would I go against the court's order.
Okay, so does, in your opinion, sloughing you off here and not taking your concerns seriously?
Yes.
And how did you feel when he refers to Jasmine as her mommy Jasmine?
I feel like he does that to me on purpose to hurt me.
Okay. So, sorry, getting back to the elements. To the best of your knowledge, is arrested or charged with domestic violence against anyone? I'm sorry, I actually asked that already. Withdrawn, I apologize. What custodial schedule are you asking this court to order for?
A week on, week off.
Why do you think that that's in best interest?
I think that that'll give her the stability and time, equal access to both of her parents. It'll give her time. She needs time to process and get acclimated to her surroundings. Like the time that I have had with her, I just feel like it's never enough. I feel like, usually when I had her 4 days, that's when we really we were able to bond. She started opening up to me. She felt, like she can talk to me. It hasn't been like that in a while.
Okay, and there's no, in my recollection, please confirm if you know, has this court entered a holiday vacation plan or schedule?
No.
And are you asking the court to enter a holiday plan or vacation schedule?
Yes.
What are you asking the court to enter as in for a holiday schedule?
I would like a modified default schedule,
So when you say default, what do you mean by that?
alternating policy.
So, not to violate attorney-client privilege, we talked about a department holiday schedule. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
So are you asking the court to enter a department holiday schedule?
Yes.
You said modified. What did you mean by that?
I think we sent it over, but we haven't been able to submit it yet.
Okay, so in essence, you're looking for an even odd holiday schedule that is consistent with the court's regular schedule, correct? Okay.
If you get week on and week off, how's that gonna work with school? Are you able to take the child? Is dad able to take the child to school? And how far apart do you guys live?
We live about 10 minutes away, 10 to 15 minutes away from each other. I don't go to work until 10 o'clock. I'm off at 5. If she needs to do an after-school program, she can do an after-school program, or my partner can pick her up.
So
He needs to stop tapping on that desk.
school, getting her to school will be no problem on your days.
No.
And does you pick up Jasmine from school now?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Does he school now? Do you know?
I believe so.
Does he pick her up from school?
Sometimes.
Who usually picks her up from school?
More recently, he does. More recently now,
But before this started, who was picking her up from school?
it was all Jasmine.
So you could utilize your significant other like he's utilizing his. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. So with regard to child support, what are you asking the court to do or enter as far as orders go regarding child support?
Just order child support based on our actual incomes.
You mean when you say actual income, off of taxable income?
Yes,
So based off of tax returns?
yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to reserve the remainder of my time for cross-examination of the plaintiff.
Oh,
Well, sir, are you gonna testify today?
oh, yes.
Yes, I would like to, that quick bathroom break would be good.
Okay. How much time is left for the plaintiff for him to testify?
Plaintiff has 37 minutes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Mr. Curry, how much do I have left?
You have 31 minutes left.
31. Thank you, sir.
31, 37. When we come back, are you gonna testify or do you have questions for this witness?
I'll just testify.
Thank you. How much time do we need for break?
As fast as possible. I want to make sure we get this done today, so.
5 minutes.
Motion recess.
Well, y'all said he was going to want to go to the bathroom. All right, just a moment we've been waiting for. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is going to be good, I'm sure. And that attorney is ready to burn him up. Let's see how well he does on this.
We'll be back at 3:50.
Dennis, can I approach?
Started. So you were done with the direct and cross, and you wanted to testify next, sir?
Yes.
Come on up.
Bring up wherever you might need with you.
Yes, sir.
And we spoke to him earlier, Your Honor, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still under oath.
He looked like he can barely get up there.
Are you okay? 'Cause that was the slowest walk I've ever seen.
It's pretty
Yes,
bad.
sir.
Are you okay?
Yeah, a little bit of pain, but I'll be right.
Yes. So microphones can pick up your voice. Make sure you speak towards it. Don't lean back. If you can state your first and last name for the record, please.
Go ahead, you don't have to ask yourself questions and then answer them, but if you could just maybe stay on one subject, like if you want to talk about your schedule now and then go on to another thing like maybe holidays, just let us know what the topic will be and then you can speak about that. And then the attorney will have a right to question you after you're done.
Okay. Just, I'm gonna give kind of more of a statement and go through her questions that she was asked on the stand with the court, so that way we can shed a little bit of light from both sides. Before I met in 2012, I owned a street bike that unfortunately was short-lived. I was involved in a very bad accident resulting in a broken hip bone, torn muscle.
So you will know
Yes, sir.
you have limited time.
43
And
minutes.
I'm really gonna focus maybe on the last 4 or 5 years. But if you wanna go back to 2019, 2018, that's your time, you use it the way you want to. Because that's even before the child was born, I think.
Yes, it goes back to basically just outlining.
If you think there's important things you wanna cover back then, it's your time, like I said.
Very good. Let's just read it. It just takes a couple of minutes and that's really about it.
You were talking about your bike shop that didn't last for long.
Yeah, it was in a very bad wreck. I met basically through, a promotional car wash that my company was having. And, since the time that I've known her, I've always known her to, take drugs. I believe it was Loratab as well that she explained that she had a prescription for, and didn't really see it to be an issue until I noticed that my prescription was actually starting to go missing as well. And then I had to keep it in my vehicle.
So what time are we talking about now?
This was
When
back
your Loratab
in
went
2012.
2012?
Yes, this is when I first met, just so the
Okay.
courts understand a little bit about the relationship from its inception.
Go ahead.
Though
If
the,
you mention things that happened, just try to get me up to date as to what date we're talking about, because you're kind of,
Very good.
you went from 2019 back to 2012. I think you mentioned 2019, maybe I did, I don't know.
it's okay, 2012. 2012 is basically when this started. I had a disagreement about, her, taking my medication. I had to keep it in my vehicle or even keep it at my She at one point said that, you know, she like all my medicine was missing at one point, and she said that she had taken 8 pills and, you know, didn't even feel the effects of the medicine, which I was just, I can take pieces and I just feel terrible about, you know, the feeling that it actually gives me, just nauseous or a headache. Anyways, I was just, you know, concerned about it, but, you know, I decided to move forward with the relationship because I really, you know, liked that the relationship was, you know, it was a minor, you know, issue that could have been just, you know, resolved. Our relationship continued to grow, although we had minor differences. I decided to stay, you know, by her side. Also tried to, during this time, you know, let my car when she wanted to go to like the corner store. I had GPS tracking on my vehicle at the time and through the alarm system on my vehicle, and I could see that she was lying about going to the corner stores. She would take trips all the way out to Henderson. We discussed, you know, she would lie saying that, you know, she visits a girlfriend, or she would apologize, and it was, you know, just discussed and, you know, never brought up too much. But this happens on several occasions.
What time are we talking now?
2012, sir.
Okay.
You know, and I didn't mind her visiting, you know, a girlfriend's house, or even a guy friend's house. I was not controlling or jealous in the situation, in the relationship, as it was I guess in a honeymoon, you know, sort of stage. I had no reason to be. Our attraction to each other was good, and our relationship just was pretty good, aside from, you know, her taking my medication. Our arguments were never physical, they were never overbearing, and they never needed attention from authorities by any means. After a few months living with in 2012, we had a small space in Boulder City. She was having a hard time with her bills and I guess communications with the landlord, as I remember it. So we wound up moving into a townhome that I previously purchased for my sister to stay in. It was unfortunate that my sister wasn't able to live in there because she was unable to take care of herself, but it made a more spacious place for her. Around this time, also, excuse me. I was also giving her a hard time. I purchased her a minivan during this time because the boys were still going to school in Boulder City. That way she could commute the kids effectively and not have to worry about her vehicle breaking down. It was around this time when I started recognizing some negative patterns. She started to have a really hard time with actually getting them to school and just the general care at home. Throw erratic fits, really bad fits.
Objection, Your Honor, assumes facts not in evidence, lack of foundation.
So bad that
Objections overruled.
oftentimes I was called upon to intercede. Some of these interactions involved me taking time off work to drive down to Boulder City to help, you know, get the boys out of the car so they would go to school. I developed a very strong relationship, you know, with throughout this time. Spanking the kids was always hard. Just as hard as
What age are we talking for?
we were about 6 and 5, roughly 6 and 4 at this time. You know, spanking the boys, like punishing the boys was always hard. It was just never easy to do that, especially considering they weren't my own boys, but they, you know, were very rambunctious. It was even hard to trim their nails. They were, you know, wonderful boys. They were difficult, you know, to deal with.
But they're not his kids. He shouldn't have touched them.
I developed a reward system, you know, that made communication a lot more effective and motivational for them. For instance, we would go to the grocery store, and before we would go in, I would have the boys hold on to the grocery cart and the shopping cart, and I'd tell the boys, do we let go of the shopping cart? And they're like, nope. I was like, boys, do we grab stuff off the shelves? They're like, nope. I was like, well, do we run up and down the aisles? They're like, nope. I was like, all right, well, what do we do? Well, you know, what happens when we're done? If you guys are good. They're like, all right, we're getting a treat. So I was like, all right, let's go in. So developed some really good habits with the boys when, had them in my care and tried to help out as much as I could. Around this time in 2012 and 2013, being pregnant with, come forward and talk to me about some of the issues that she was having with drugs, which to my knowledge went no further than, prescription medication, just Loratabs. But she was prescribed Suboxone. She was considered high-risk pregnancy. It said it would be worse if she had gotten off the opiates that she was taking, which I still am a little confused on what she was exactly doing during the beginning of her pregnancy. This was a pretty heartening time that my first child was going to be a high-risk pregnancy. But I stood beside and the boys to hope that we had a better future ahead of us. To this day, I really question if she was doing heroin. I couldn't tell you. And again, these are things that we just have never really been able to sit down and talk about. There was a day before pregnancy that I came home and I saw one of her friends, Clint Shields, over at the house. And I knew Clint through, and I also knew Clint as a known drug user.
So we're still talking about March around 2013 then?
Yes, 2012, 2013.
Well, your
years
child was
when-
born in 2013, December, right?
Yes, sir.
And you said before she got pregnant, so
This is during the beginning of her pregnancy, and
that would have been about March or April then.
yes, sir. Yeah, I remember the event when Clint was there, just because I knew him as a drug dealer, and or a drug user, and
Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation. Who's Clint?
Clint Shields is one of his friends.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask you to rule on my
Well,
objection.
we're talking about 2012, 2013, so I don't even know why we're there.
It's okay. I'd rather tell you guys my story, and then you guys
Withdrawn. How about that?
Like, how much time is left? So I just want him to be warned that, I told you that I'm kind of going to be focusing on the last 4 or 5 years, because the child, I'm not going to be.
27 minutes, Your Honor.
So you use your time, but if
Yes, sir.
he wants to know who Clint was, how Clint is
That's okay. And
a friend.
yeah. Just for court record, I just don't, have counsel here, and I don't see that this is, an appropriate measure to, be able to say all this, because I have no counsel. I don't know what I'm doing in the
Yeah, but he's the one that fired the counsel.
courts.
You got rid of your counsel this morning
And
on the day of trial.
I couldn't accept, a 50-50, accepting a 50-50, knowing what, knowing what I know,
So
or,
we don't waste too much time,
sure, that's fine.
Jasmine.
Jasmine Soto is my significant other.
Okay, I just heard a little while ago she was taking showers with her, was it a niece?
So, I wasn't exactly aware, I believe I was aware. I did hear something about showering.
And how old was 15 about, or how old?
No, she just turned 12.
Okay, so her and Jasmine apparently take showers together.
Yeah, it's been years since they've done that.
Okay, well, this happened in 2024, or at least they had the discussion.
Yes, it was brought up in 2024 when courts first started, Your Honor.
So how did your daughter start taking showers with,
Excuse me?
your daughter, in this case, was taking showers with this other child?
Yeah, yes, I understand what you're saying. You're talking about. Yes, sir. So,
Okay, and Kendra was about 15.
yes, and again, I've heard about this, but it wasn't something that was very, it wasn't addressed with major concern, because at the house, I guess, the girls went to go shower together, and it just didn't seem, I just.
Okay, so that was
inappropriate,
that
I guess.
normal at
Was
your
it
house?
perverted, I
Was
guess.
it normal at your house?
No, sir.
Okay, was it done at your house?
No, this was at the house.
Okay, so it was not done at your house, it just happened to be at her house.
Yes, sir.
I don't believe that. That was probably a habit. That's why that happened. In my opinion, y'all can put whatever you want in the comments and let me know, but no, I don't believe that.
Okay.
Trying to make the most effective things with my time up here on the stand. One of the first things I like to bring up is the hairbrush that was brought home from. We had a hairbrush in our backpack, which I was like, whose hairbrush is this? She told me that.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'm gonna let him get it off his chest, because there's obviously a chain of custody problem with this brush, and then he takes his own test with it. We don't know how he handled the brush, we don't know who handled the brush, we don't know any of that, but I'm gonna let him get, because he's been wanting to tell us about it, so I'm gonna let him tell us about it.
Thank you, Your Honor. The brush was recovered by, and when questioned about it, she stated that it was.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
That is hearsay.
So the
You
brush.
can't testify about what somebody other person would testify if they were here,
Sure.
because they're not here.
Understood.
So we can't cross-examine that person, so we don't know. So you can't talk about that person. You got the brush, so it's just the bottom line?
Very good, yes. The brush that I got from, I took it to Fastest Labs because this was all recent with them this Monday. Fastest Labs tested the brush for basically drugs. It was a 5-panel fast screening test. Although it's unadmissible as a brush and the results may be of that drug test, the hair samples removed from the brush tested positive for methamphetamines and also cocaine.
Objection assumes facts not in evidence. Foundation. You can overrule me.
No, I'm not gonna, I'll overrule it, but,
In the beginning of the courts, I was gonna ask that the courts, I was able to use my
you
last.
do know we have drug tested her as often as you wanted us to drug
Once.
test her during this past year.
Yes, sir, once. I requested one drug test
How
throughout the
many
year.
times has she been drug tested?
Just once, Your Honor.
Is that true?
Yes.
He only asked for one.
Okay.
And today.
The drug tests were to occur at the election and payment of him. He only asked her to do one, and she did, and she was clean.
Today, this morning, I was gonna ask if I could use my last drug test to drug test her. I have strong reason to believe that she's still using. I called ATI and ATI referred me to Absolute DNA and drug, so we could do a little bit different of a test, a toenail test. The last time I had her drug tested it was about an hour and a half before she actually reported to the facility to actually take the test. When we first started court, we were to report there immediately. And I think this is something that maybe the courts want to address, but the drug testing, the person that's getting drug tested has all the way up from 9 a.m. when they open, all the way up to 5 p.m. when they close. There are a lot of ways to cheat these tests, and I still, to this day, don't believe that
Objection, Your Honor, assumes facts not in evidence, lack of foundation, speculation.
If the court would allow it, I would like her to even go right now to go get tested, and with the fingernail test, and hair from a different section of her body and urine.
Whoa. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And who wants to go through all that? I think he feel like he's lost control because she's doing a little bit better. And some of you said that in the comments. But this is a lot to go after one person just because of visiting hours. It's excessive.
Go ahead, testify. It's too late today. It's 4 o'clock.
That's right. Well, should we go tomorrow?
Tomorrow's
Monday.
Saturday.
There you go. And we should go all weekend. So, excuse me. Didn't mean to be rude.
And you had all summer to ask.
Oh, there's a notepad.
She stated earlier that she wanted a note for either party to use drugs or alcohol, for 24 hours. I don't attest to that at all. I just, I don't drink much, and I don't obviously do drugs. I've been tested twice and came up clean on both tests. Now, in 2021, she stated that she had bought her clothes. but she didn't even currently this year buy uniforms, although she could afford to take out a $60,000 loan, which, you know, is a little, it's okay. I just don't think that that was necessarily the right things to do. That in this case before. In 2022, when she testified, her interactions were more in and out. It wasn't just, you know, every Wednesday or every Thursday or every Friday. Her interactions were spotty at times, and Jasmine and I were left coordinating around schedule to the best of our ability. In 2022, she offered to take to school. And again, these occurrences are here and there. They're more at mom's, you know, availability rather than, you know, a consistent schedule for.
Did you provide a schedule?
We had, I believe, Monday and a Wednesday, and then every other Friday. And that seemed to work for a while. July 2022, they had I guess.
When was the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday schedule, and when did it start, and how long did it last?
That was inconsistent in 2022, throughout 2022, all the way to 2023.
And was it overnight or just during the day?
Some of them were overnights and some of them were just during the days. 2022 were mostly day visits. I was still trying to monitor her progress through, you know, times that she was out of rehab and times that she was available.
In 2023, it must have been day and night.
2023, there were some overnights, and there were some mild concerns about, you know, the times in 2023, as we had, and I believe that's the correct year again. I don't have all this paperwork in front of me, but we had a random text message from a stranger just out of the blue saying,
Your Honor, hearsay.
Say,
Okay, very good.
sustained.
yeah, well,
We're doing a lot of things just out of the blue.
I received a text message saying, basically leaving a 30-year-old.
Again, objection, Your Honor, hearsay, lack of foundation.
Sustained.
Move to strike, Your Honor.
Well, that part of me stricken.
Thank you.
Things seem to be very good, Your Honor, in 2023 and or 2023 and some in 2024. When living in her apartment complex's Spur community, at that time, I believe she was still under parole. I believe she was sober, loving, and also caring for all three of her children. 2023 is when she asked for. She said that Jasmine denied her time, and this is entirely inaccurate. We have always coordinated between Jasmine, me, and about what schedule was, so we could basically share, you know, the days available for her if we didn't have something planned. During this time, I had reason to be cautious.
So in 2024, was there a schedule? What was per week? What was it? Is there any or?
In 2024, again, there was.
You said it was better in 2024.
2024, when she lived at the Spur apartment complex, that these were the best I'd ever seen.
So what was her schedule then, and what did you permit at that time?
Her schedule was still inconsistent, and we had a Tuesday, Wednesday, and then every other Friday, Your Honor.
Overnights?
Overnights. Also lived with her in this apartment at that time.
Okay.
She accused Jasmine of, you know, being a gatekeeper. Jasmine was never a gatekeeper. Jasmine was simply a way for me to facilitate his time effectively or communicate the communications effectively. When I'm at work, sometimes I get busy and I can't respond to a text message or a phone call right away about a personal matter. I will make the time and take the time to do those things, but throughout many communications, it's easier that Jasmine does it and relays a message to me.
Okay, keeper.
Counsel,
Sorry, Your Honor. Withdraw.
Oh, the attorney snuck that out there. Because I heard gatekeeper. I think the attorney said that.
Always had the option to reach out to me as well. And there was also a three-way text message going on between Jasmine, me, and has known Jasmine since she was 3 years old. Used to call everybody mom. Even my friend Alex, his wife Stephanie, call her mom as well too. I guess confused about what a mother was.
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hearsay and speculation and
sustain.
just.
Why did you call her Jasmine mommy?
Jasmine has been the only consistent mother figure in her life that I can, as far as I can go back and recall.
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation and hearsay.
No, I asked a question and he said that that's the reason why he calls Jasmine mommy too. Go ahead.
Basically said that I am prioritizing work over. It's simply never been the case, Your Honor. It's always been in my care. It's always been my number one concern, way above and beyond, work. Since I had solely by myself at 1 year old, I facilitated absolutely every single need that has needed. Professional daycares or in-home care. And anytime there was ever an issue, even with a professional daycare, the situation was addressed immediately. And there was times where I even switched her daycares because the daycare was not giving her what I believe the proper care that she needed.
Well, if he's not doing it, I guess nothing's right. Chris, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. Those that are here, hit the like button, please. Thank you very much. And let's see what else he's going to excuse on.
Going back to the school online registration in 2025 for she's basically saying I was excluding her from school registrations. This was never the case. It's actually the one that brought the Slam Academy to my attention. We toured the school together. Yes, I did do the paperwork, which I'm very accustomed to do. I have in my life, all of her life. I've never missed a beat with my daughter. And I was never kept from listing, as a parent. She's complaining about being a number 3 on the list, and it's just not the case of what we're trying to, to.
Oh, real quick, Cyclist and Rain, thank you for the super chat. And okay. All right, thank you, Kato Kid, for that. Thanks for popping in. Oh, still request for the like button. But yeah, this guy. All right, let's keep going.
I didn't want to go in there and just put in all the information. Put in her own information with the school, whatever email it is that she wants to be listed as, whatever phone number she wants to be contacted as. There has been some issues in the relationship since the start of court is when things started getting really bad. I was empowered with the court. She removed Jasmine from the Coral Academy school list, which Jasmine is also a school teacher. She has a degree to be a school teacher and has gone through the internship. Jasmine has helped more than I have in some cases with her schooling and, her daily care needs. It was appropriate to remove Jasmine from, Coral Academy in 2024, to remove her completely from the list. And I just didn't see any benefit for that Jasmine did this. She also did the same situation with ABC Pediatrics. Jasmine has always, cared for and communicated effectively with me throughout the years. Jasmine would never make a decision without my consent for a sense of court's involvement. Been well informed about all situations, especially medical and other matters.
I want to know how old Jasmine is, because y'all did the math in the comments, and so I think you said that he was with her since she was 18. I really like to know how old he is.
I feel like is a little unmotivated due to her absence. I can understand how it may feel like these situations are purely against her, which is not the case. I've always tried to facilitate a relationship for her with. Your Honor, do you mind if I grab my water?
Okay.
Sir, you got 10 minutes left.
Very good, thank you.
You need that water.
The attorney touched on rules and was only recently allowed text messages. Rules and as I understand, she's not allowed to talk to her mother Jasmine. She's been punished for these things. One of the pieces of evidence that was even submitted by my and their attorney is Jasmine having a conversation with Aranza, her friend in the hallway, that she got her phone taken away.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Sustained.
On the OFW app, I've responded to all of the messages. Some of her messages were a little bit attacking, and she has constantly tried to twist narratives. This is extremely hard to respond to, especially when we're trying to co-parent together, and she's trying, it seemed like she was more trying to make the situation something different compared to coming up with an effective answer to co-parent for. One of the things I'd really like to bring to the court's attention that can be proven through the court-ordered therapist's notes is I was taking to a therapist.
Objection, Your Honor. Assumes facts not evidence, lack of foundation.
What do you want to say about the therapist?
Before the court-ordered therapist taking the therapist that they had discussed, I never agreed to go to a therapist because I never thought never needed a therapist.
Okay.
I never saw any signs of having, depressions or anger issues or acting out or, acting any different from, even when she was sexually assaulted. Therefore, she never needed therapy. Made this decision unilaterally. What I believe is to basically manipulate, to have ideations of suicide and self-harm. And that's what the therapy notes say.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay and assumes facts
No,
not
well,
evidence.
This is what he believes, that's what he said, this is what I believe. The part about what the note says, that'll be stricken.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the therapist notes, I don't know if I can say this or not, but in the therapist notes it says,
Yeah, the answer is no, you can't say it.
okay, very good.
It's time
much
to be
time?
brought up.
He's got 5 minutes, Your Honor.
5 minutes.
So,
Yes, sir.
you said in 2022, there were Monday, Wednesday, and Friday visits during the day, maybe some overnights.
Yes, sir.
Then in 2024, it got better, and there were Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday with overnights. And then now we have mom having visits Friday to Monday, under court order for most of this year.
Yes,
And then earlier today, you said you want everything cut back to 6 to 8 hours supervised.
yes, sir.
So I'm a little confused how you gave her Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Then you gave her Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday with some overnights. And now you want to cut it back to 6 to 8 hours. How is that good? How is that good for the child?
And I'll tell you, the issues really arose when out of the Spur apartment complex, and I believe 2024, 23 or 24, right at the beginning of 24, over to the new home that she's living in now with Michael, Michael Hessop. They had the 26 police reports during this time, which I was unaware of. Never discussed any of these events with me. I knew she was having a hard time with the boys, but I didn't know how bad it was. And when I confronted her about it, she did not want to discuss these matters with me. And what I got through,
Are you talking about her boys?
yes,
And they're in California now.
I do know they're in California, and they're in California for good reason.
And do you know when they left?
They left, I believe, during when their child.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
That was about a year ago.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. The boys would have a hard time entering their home. As we talked about earlier in the case, they were sleeping in a park sometimes. The boys also didn't have doors on their bedrooms. The boys were also receiving military-like therapy. I know this from talking directly to the boys, which I still have
Objection,
contact
Your
with
Honor.
them.
Assumes facts, not evidence.
Sustained.
At one point, it was military-like therapy as a disciplinary action, which I thought was just sadistic. We had an evidentiary note from Carla, the boy's grandmother, that outlined what the boys
Objection,
had
Your
gone
Honor.
through.
Assumes facts, not evidence. Hearsay.
Okay, sustained.
The 26 police reports that can be proven, though.
No, because she's having problems. So the bottom line is because she's having problems with 2 children. That's why you want to cut back to 8 hours or 6 hours supervised, knowing that those children are not part of this case and they're not here. And one of them is not even a child, it's an adult.
Adult now. Yes, Your
And
Honor.
the other one is what, 17 and a half?
And the ideations
Is that right, about 17 and a half?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
About 17, yes.
go ahead.
The other big issue was the bestowing of ideations of suicide and self-harm.
By who?
By,
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
yes.
Who is,
Sir.
okay, I have no evidence of that.
And
So why do you there something with no evidence?
I don't have counsel. Again, I don't mean to be rude by any means, but there are notes from the original therapist that she was taking her to, and that are so far-fetched. I find it hard for anybody to believe that. And also
You're
notes
talking
to
about
the,
therapy for the child.
yes, rethink therapy that she was taking her to.
Okay,
Time, Mr. Marshall?
2 minutes.
There should also be notes that I haven't seen and the court ordered therapist. These are issues that I've had to talk to my daughter about. And when I talked to my daughter about these issues, she would be very frustrated and she would, not want to discuss them. And I told her how important it was that she trusted me to talk to me about these situations. Me and my daughter have a very strong relationship, and these issues of therapy and anxiety and problems in school have never been an issue in my life until I stepped in. And I've tried to facilitate a relationship as best as I possibly could for her,
so
but
these issues
these things cannot be
arisen
overlooked.
or came out when she started visiting her mother,
Yes,
but it was her mother who wanted to take her to therapy,
yes.
and you didn't want her to go to therapy.
She had no reason to go to therapy. I saw it as a mental
So
crutch.
did she have problems or didn't have problems?
She did not have problems, Your Honor.
Okay, so she doesn't have problems.
No, Your Honor.
So the therapist is just making this up.
Yes, then I wouldn't say making it up, but I would say that talking to giving your ideations of suicide and self-harm only while under care,
Again, objection, Your Honor, speculation, lack of evidence, or lack of foundation, assumes facts, not evidence.
If I had counsel, I would have been happy to
Your Honor,
provide this. This is
time
why
is
I
up.
don't have counsel today.
So, your counsel this morning, what was her name?
My counsel?
Yeah.
Danielle Dawson,
And when did you hire her?
several months ago.
Do you remember when she came into the case?
I fired Trevor Creel. I don't think he was very professional in the
How
last
long did
court
you have
hearing.
trouble for you?
That was, I guess, like January when we first did our first initial hearing and I guess the second hearing.
Okay, so you started the case off yourself and then you hired Mr. Creel to represent you?
Yes, sir.
And then after that, you terminated him?
Yes, sir. I did not find his approach in the courtrooms professional, nor did I feel like he outlined the situations that needed to be addressed, like the driving of the vehicle.
Okay, so he came in February of 2025.
Mm-mm.
Is that about right? Because that's when he first filed his
Yes, sir.
appearance.
That does sound about right.
And then, when did you terminate his services?
Immediately after, I believe, the second court hearing.
Okay, so I have no record of that, but,
The day he withdrew his plea, I guess, or his service with the courts, that would be the same day that he was relieved.
okay, so within, in May is when Danielle Dawson came in. Okay. And she's been your attorney until today.
Yes, sir.
And the reason I'm bringing this up is you mentioned something about you didn't get this, you didn't get that, I didn't know about that.
Yes.
But you knew about it, but no one would give you any more information. Did you talk to your attorneys about that?
I did. We dealt mostly with Jacqueline, which the communication was a lot better from to the Nevada Family Law Office. Jacqueline had many conversations with Jasmine and I about the things to present.
And who
And
she worked for?
I'm sorry, Jacqueline is Danielle's assistant.
Okay. And then when did you decide to terminate her?
Literally this last 2 weeks, I was extremely nervous about court coming up, that she didn't have certain things prepared.
So
Earlier
when did
this
you
week,
tell her she was gonna be terminated?
literally today, I wanted to get a continuance for these matters because I didn't see her fit and ready for trial, that she would have all this extremely necessary information for the courts prepared and ready.
But he does? No.
The witnesses were not reached out to. The memorandum said that co-parenting everything was going decent. And I was like, Danielle, what's going on here? Like, no, the situation's gotten way worse.
Okay.
What?
I don't wanna go into too much, I
Sure.
just wanna get the time frame
Yes,
because
sir.
what you and your attorney discussed is confidential. But I just wanted to get a time frame so we can make a record of when you had attorneys, and when you had attorneys, and when you terminated the attorneys. So, any appeal court can read it and determine for themselves why we had the trial today. And it would have been planned, I think, since May, if not earlier, and today was a complete surprise. All of a sudden, you want to get rid of your attorney, and we've been here since you started the case in February of this year, and it's already December, and we needed to move on. So everybody's been waiting for it, and that's why we're proceeding the way we are. So your time is up, so Mr. Levitt, do you have any cross-exam?
I do, Your Honor. So, you said that your child does not need a therapist, yes or no?
Uh-oh, here we go. Here we
Prior
go.
to settlement, no, she did not need therapy.
Okay, but isn't it true that your child was sexually abused by a member of your girlfriend's family, a male member in 2020?
That's true.
So you don't think that a child who was sexually assaulted by a male member of your girlfriend's family wouldn't require therapy?
If
Is
she
that
had,
your testimony? Yes or no?
if she had shown
No,
signs
no,
of
sir, all I'm looking for is a yes or a no. Do you believe,
yeah, repeat the question for me.
yes,
Yeah.
do you believe that your child who was sexually assaulted
Yes.
by a male member of your girlfriend's family in 2020 did not require therapy? Yes or no?
Yes.
You do think she needed therapy?
No, she did not need therapy.
Oh my goodness.
You also testified that you didn't have any therapist notes. And you asked for them, but you didn't get them. You testified to that, yes or no?
Yes.
And the reason you didn't get them is because you didn't allow to have them, because you didn't sign the ROI, or release of information, correct? Yes or no?
No.
So you never got the records because, why? Because you didn't sign the ROI, yes or no?
Okay, we'll ask the question again. You asked me
Okay,
two
so
questions.
again, you claim that you never got any therapist notes.
Okay.
And I'm saying to you, or rather, I'm saying to you, you didn't get the therapist notes because you didn't sign the ROI, yes or no?
Absolutely correct. I did sign the ROI.
Yeah, okay. All right, you also testified, as you sat there and looked at his honor, you testified that your child was not allowed to talk to her mother, Jasmine. You used the word mother, Jasmine. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do you think that it's appropriate that you require your child to refer to your girlfriend as mother? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
You do. So if were to have her significant other, Michael, demand that you refer to him as dad or daddy, how would you feel about that? Do you think that that would be appropriate? Yes or no?
Considering that,
Yes or no, sir? Yes or no?
Huh?
So you think it's okay that you require your child to refer to your girlfriend as mom or mommy, but it would not be appropriate for her to have her boyfriend require your child to refer to him as dad or daddy? Is that correct? Do I have that correct? Yes or no?
he's putting words in my mouth as far as
No,
required.
sir, all I'm asking for is a yes or a no.
Well, I'd like to object because you're telling me I am requiring to call her mommy, or she would require, her to call him daddy, and no, that's not the case. Willingly has always referred to
Objection, Your Honor,
Jasmine
hearsay.
as mommy.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
There you go.
I'll move on. I've made my point. You testified that has been well informed throughout this litigation.
Yes, sir.
You said that, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you would also agree with me then that she was not well informed before the litigation, yes or no?
That's incorrect. She's
Sir,
always been.
all I'm looking for is a yes or no. This is gonna go a
Repeat the
lot
question.
faster
Yeah,
if
okay.
you listen to my questions.
Can you repeat it for me?
Sure.
Thank you.
So I said,
A lot of repeats.
you testified that I was well informed throughout this litigation. And then I said, but isn't it true that she wasn't well informed before the litigation? Yes or no?
No, she's always been informed.
Okay, great. And is it your testimony that you've been the one to inform her, or Jasmine?
Doesn't matter whether it's me or Jasmine, she's still getting informed.
So it's confusing to me,
Okay,
and honestly concerning,
sure.
that you think it's okay
Okay.
that you can defer and delegate your parental role to your significant other. You would agree that you do that, yes or no?
Absolutely,
And you think that that's appropriate?
absolutely.
So if were to defer her parental role to her significant other, would you think that's appropriate? Yes or no?
It depends on the situation.
Sir, again, we're gonna get there a lot faster if you'll answer my question. It's a yes or a no. Do you think it's appropriate?
No, I don't.
So you're okay delegating to your significant other, but she can't? Do I have it right? Yes or no?
No, you do not.
All right, so you talked about,
How much time?
He's got to the top of the hour, Your Honor.
you
I
testified,
think a second to say, number one, we're not gonna have time for closing arguments.
Fine.
Number two, the tape for today's trial will be available on Monday. Number three, I would like a written closing argument, but I wanna make sure everyone understands it's not to produce new evidence, new statements. It's just to be review the tape and discuss the evidence that we heard today, and anything in the pleading from the case that when we started it, if it's in the pleading.
So can you repeat that, Your Honor? So I can get this
Yes.
correct?
A closing argument, which means just a summary of what we heard today and why, what you want, why you want it, and how the evidence today supports that.
Deadline for that, Your Honor?
That's my question. How much time do you need for either sides? And like I said, I probably won't get a decision because of the holidays till January anyway, so we're looking for some date after January. So, do you have a date, sir? When you can be ready?
So, I'm sorry, repeat, I didn't understand what we're saying about January.
Okay.
You want a closing statement? I think I can prepare that
I
very
read
easily.
closing statement, yes.
Okay.
Sometime after January, we're trying to figure out what date you can have it ready.
Oh, the end of next week would be fine.
Okay,
Your Honor, if the video is available on Monday, the 8th, how about 14 days? Call it the 22nd of December for written closings. Close of business, 5 PM.
okay, we'll do it, December 29th.
Perfect.
December 29th, so you both can submit it on the same day. But I want to emphasize again, I don't want new arguments. I don't want new statements of fact. Whatever facts we have in the record today. Because some people take the opportunity to do a written closing to bring in new evidence. No, it's not for that purpose. It's what the evidence closes today, and you can review the tape on Monday, and you can purchase the tape and review it to see what was said and done today. And we'll have everything to me by December 29th, and we will take the case under advisement under December 30th. Okay, so you can proceed, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, it's true that you filed a general financial disclosure form on March 13th of 2025 in this case, yes or no?
Yes,
And that FDF was filed under the penalty of perjury, yes or no?
yes, sir.
And per that FDF, your monthly expenses, you listed $11,911, yes or no?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yes, you listed on your financial disclosure form, your monthly expenses totaled $11,911, yes or no?
Are we looking at page 4?
So we're looking at page 4, which also does not include the expenses on page 5 for the children. And it also does not include, so basically, Your Honor, the totals on page 4, which is $9,336 plus $1,550 plus $575 and plus $450.
For the 3 children.
Yes.
Okay,
So again, adding all those figures together, I'm asking the court to take judicial notice that he claims his expenses are $11,911.
okay, that's your argument. And those are the numbers that appear there.
So you also list your income as $10,683.33, correct?
It depends on how the business does. I take disbursements from my business.
Well, I'm using your financial disclosure form. These are your numbers.
Could I see it?
Sure.
I think I think a year.
Your Honor, may I approach the
Yes, yeah. Do you have an extra copy
I
for yourself? I have it on here, I have it on.
I have.
All right. Where are we at? What are we looking at here?
Look at page 2, I think that's it.
Page 2, we list your income as $10,683.33, right? You also receive monthly rental income of $3,850, correct?
I'm not following on here. Where we're okay. Oh, okay. So at the bottom. Okay, 10,683.33. Okay, very good. What about it?
So you list your gross monthly income as $68,3333 plus $38.50 which totals $10,683.33, correct?
Roughly, and that was most likely calculated due to disbursements throughout the year, and there's a projection, maybe moreover. I couldn't tell you, the economy's not great at the moment.
Okay, so are you saying you don't receive a W-2?
My mom's a CPA, so I just kind of let her handle all that stuff. I take disbursements through the business when I can. Sometimes I don't even pay myself, sometimes I do.
Sure.
Sometimes I need a little bit more,
Sure.
you know,
So,
then it all gets accounted for, so obviously they're all bank transfers, which everything is 110% justifiable.
His demeanor definitely changed. He's not cocky anymore.
so you do in fact receive a W-2, yes or no?
This is the business is an S corp,
Okay,
so I'm sure I get a W-2 and there's some sort of taxes on it.
okay.
I just tell you, it's not my area of expertise.
All I'm looking for
Yes,
is whether you receive a W-2 or not, yes or no.
I couldn't tell you, most likely.
So in your exhibits,
Yes, okay.
you list as exhibit number 1.
That,
Are you in the book, your book?
It's gonna be a small book, sir.
a small book, all right, well, where's our small book
I
at?
got it.
Thanks.
Some label. All right, now what are we looking at here?
Exhibit 1.
Exhibit 1, okay. Plaintiff's W-2 2020 to 2024. All right, Exhibit 1. All right, and then,
You gave these to your attorney, did you not?
yes, I did not personally know. Again, my mom handles most of the stuff within my business.
Okay, but you provided these to your attorney, did you not?
Yes,
And they were prepared on your behalf, were they not?
yes, they were.
And do you dispute that these are accurate?
None of them.
Your Honor, asked to admit plaintiff's exhibit 1. And he never did it himself, so I'm asking to admit exhibit 1.
Do you have any objection to your exhibit 1?
Of course, if I didn't produce it, then I don't think it should be submitted as evidence.
You did produce it, this is yours.
Okay, well, I didn't do it by myself. I mean, obviously, I have attorneys that are not present, which I've gotten rid of. And also, my mom printed these out. I don't doubt that they're not accurate or not right, but I mean, I did not produce these. And now,
But he supplied the information. Now he's trying to push it off on somebody else. Yeah, this guy's something else.
all of a sudden, last minute, without counsel, now I'm looking at them.
Your Honor,
Exhibit 1 will be admitted.
thank you.
Okay, very good.
All right. For 2024, you list your, on Bates page number 11, you list your total income as $82,000, correct?
Okay, going back to, yes, sir. Yeah, that's right there.
Okay, so, dividing that by 12, that's $6,833 a month. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
It says,
Now, you get distributions from your business, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you produce your 2024 tax return for this litigation?
I couldn't tell you.
Did you produce your 2023 tax return for this litigation?
Sure we did, yes.
Okay, so there's that. So in that book there, I want you to flip to exhibit number 6.
Okay. Same book, right? Exhibit number 6, all right. Send, yes, okay.
So what does this appear to be, sir?
Let's see, ascend, CPA and advisories, closed review, Form 1120S, 2023. So Form 1120S.
Is it a fair statement to say that this is your 2023 tax return, yes or no? Flipping through all the pages, sir.
You want me to look at them? No, I guess. I don't really look at these things. What I do is I go through
I get it, I understand. But what I want to know
Yeah,
is this your 2023 federal tax return?
that's what it looks like, yeah.
Great. And you gave this to your attorney, right?
So somebody did, probably my mom prepared all of these.
Okay, but you would have had to have provided it to your attorney, right?
No, my mom provided it directly to the attorney. I did not provide it to the
But
attorney.
you don't dispute that this is your federal tax return, correct?
Of course, I'd have to review it, but yeah. it's-
Your Honor, move to admit plaintiff's exhibit 6 into the record.
He
Exhibit
supplied it.
6.
Yes,
Okay, exhibit 6 will be admitted.
thank you. All right, I'm looking at base page number 966, all right? You said you take distributions from your business, yes?
Yes,
And isn't it true that for 2023, you received a Schedule K in relation to your taxes, yes or no?
I don't know what Schedule K is.
Okay, Schedule K lists the business income and what you receive from the business.
Okay.
Isn't it true that you received for 2023 $145,072 via Schedule K? Yes or no?
2023, okay, yeah, I'll take a look.
He can't keep still now.
Are you looking at base page 966?
Yeah, that's what I'm on right now, P00966.
That's it. So,
It's right in the middle, sir.
Schedule K,
Looking at it.
145,072, you see it?
All right, and so we're at Schedule K income, right? Is
Yes,
that what we're looking at? Okay.
that's what we're looking at.
145,072?
Yeah,
Okay, very good. What about it?
so where's the 145 on this form? You list W-2 income, but you didn't list other income, more specifically, business distributions. So where are they?
For what?
For, what do you mean for what? Sir,
I'm not really following what you're getting at. Are you telling me that the paperwork's filed incorrectly?
I'm telling you that you are purposefully, sir, isn't it true that you're purposefully leaving off $145,000 in income for 2023 from your financial disclosure form? Yes or no?
No, it's,
Okay, so why isn't it accounted for in this form?
I couldn't tell you. I'm looking at these for the first time right now without a CPA, without an accountant,
But wait. But you have a
without
CPA.
counsel as well.
But you have a CPA. It's your mom, right? So couldn't your mom explain this to you?
I'm sure he remembers taking $145,000 for himself. That's not hard. See if it was $20.
Oh, yeah, she can explain a lot better than me
Yeah,
me
and-
jump in here. And I can understand this stuff.
She could have helped you fill out the form too, right?
So what are you getting at?
What I'm getting at is you've purposefully lied to this court on
Absolutely
a
not.
legal document filed under the penalty of perjury. That's what I'm getting at.
I don't even know what you're holding there. What is that?
This is your financial disclosure form.
Financial disclosure form. Okay, this is what you gave me a copy of, right?
Yeah,
And this is outlining what year exactly.
2023. Oh, I'm sorry. This was for 2025. You never gave us your 2024 tax return.
Jesus. I know. Okay, so what are you asking? I don't know.
What I'm asking is, you knew that you purposefully left off income on the form, yes or no?
No.
Okay, so you would agree with me then that if you have $82,000 in W-2 income and you have $145,000 in K-1 income, your income is more likely in the neighborhood of what? $230,000?
I'm sorry, I'm not feeling so great. I need some water at a minimum.
I
Can the courts?
can't help you, boss.
Can the courts? Do you mind if I get some water down there? Do you guys have water?
We got 10 minutes left, Your Honor.
No, I'm not trying to stall or hold up. I'm just.
We don't have water.
Can you just give me some water, please?
Oh, now you know how she feels when you was up there bullying her. Now he needs water. He's stressing out. He needs to get out of the box. I'm glad it turned around back on him.
Okay, so. Or not. Okay, you filed a second financial disclosure form in this case in or around November, yes or no?
I did what, November, financial disclosure form in November. Okay, so financial disclosure form, I'm sure is something that the courts asked for so they could look at all the numbers.
Uh-huh.
And again, no.
Did you file one in November, yes or no?
No, I did not file one, but my mother or the attorney, I'm sure did.
Your Honor,
I'd be
may I
happy to take
approach?
a look at it for you.
I have his November 20th financial disclosure form.
You can approach.
Thank you.
There you go. You got it now.
Oh, sorry, let me switch. So you're holding in front of you a financial disclosure form that was filed with this court on November 20th of 2025. Yes?
That's great, yeah.
Okay. Flip back to page number 7. Your electronic signature is contained thereon, is it not?
No, just a pen signature.
Okay. You would have authorized your attorney to file this on your behalf, yes or no?
Let me just figure out what it is first.
It's a financial disclosure form, the one that you completed, verifying how much money you make and how much money you spend.
It's 2024.
You authorized this to be filed with the court, yes or no?
I'm sure I did.
Okay,
There's
fantastic.
so much paperwork, it's been unreal.
Awesome. So, you also provided, as an attachment to this document, a profit and loss statement from September through August, September 24 through August 25, yes or no?
There we go, yeah, there it is. Profit and loss, sir.
Okay. Now, you receive a W-2 income, we've established that, yes or no?
This is a accrual basis rather than a cash basis, okay? And then, I'm sorry, what is your question?
Flip to page 2.
Page dos.
Did you list the numbers of your income on this form, yes or no?
It's not
Annual
hard.
income, if you look at section B, determine your gross monthly income,
That's what I'm doing, just give me a moment. What are you asking about this form?
why didn't you list your annual income on this form?
It's the first time the business expense attached an additional page if needed. Let's check out the next page.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Personal expense schedule monthly.
Why did you not tell the court what your annual income is?
What is he looking at now?
He's looking at page 2, section B, annual salary. Box is blank.
Or what form
The November 20th financial disclosure form,
of this year?
this year. You don't list it in section A as your year-to-date income. You don't list it in section B as your annual salary.
It looks like the form's incomplete
Yeah,
altogether. Like a lot of the stuff's missing. This is for 2025?
you authorized this to be filed, yes or no?
Well, I mean, again, I've gotten rid of my counsel.
You are testifying to the court that this is
Right.
true and accurate to the best of your knowledge and ability.
About it.
So basically, you're lying to the court and you failed to disclose your income for 2025. Yes or no?
And 2025, we're still in 2025. How can I list my annual income? I mean, it could be a projected number, you know, but it can't be listed as an actual number. I don't have a set salary that's.
As of the pay period ending, right on section A, as of the pay period ending, my gross year-to-date pay is. Why didn't you tell the court how much you make?
That'd be happy.
You
to
did it
provide
on
this information
purpose,
for the
yes
court.
or no?
Absolutely
Okay,
not.
all right. So let's talk about the difference between your March and your November financial disclosure forms. You list on your March financial disclosure form in net rental income $3,850.
Okay, so where are we at now? What are we looking at?
Your March financial disclosure form.
My March financial disclosure form.
Page
Where am I?
2,
Okay,
section C, net rental income, $3,850.
the same form, right?
Same form.
Page 2, section C, other sources of income. Okay,
Net monthly income, $3,850. See it?
no, I don't, I'm sorry, I don't see what you're talking about here. Monthly, net rental income monthly,
That's it.
the 1440?
Yeah. So why is your March one $3,850 and your November one $1,440?
This entire form looks incomplete. Again, like, this doesn't look complete. We've been bombarded with
How
so
much money
much.
do you make a month on rent?
On rent, we have one property at, I believe, 14, was it 1,400, and the other one at like 1,600 roughly, so it should be, you know,
3,850?
30, some, very close to,
So
yeah.
why do you list on your November form it's only $1,440?
On this one right here, it
Yeah,
looks
why?
like, it looks very incomplete.
Okay.
That's why.
So you caused and authorized an incomplete financial disclosure form to be filed with the court, yes or no?
I would say no, because again, my counsel's been.
You did it on purpose to
No.
fail to demonstrate to the court your income, yes or no?
Also, he's answered the questions I have.
Several.
All right, so you're, okay, now I'm gonna show you Defendant's Exhibit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7H.
He's coming in hot.
Dealing with all these.
Yeah. You filed this already?
No. It's just for the. Got it. Take a look at these pages for me, sir.
Where are we at? This?
What do these appear to be?
Exhibit H, okay. The Bass State Bank account, it's a good bank.
Whose name's on it?
About it.
That's you, right?
That's me.
And you provided this to your attorney, right?
I sure
Who
did.
provided it to me?
Or
right?
actually, no, I'm sorry, I'll take that back because, no, I didn't provide this to my attorney. My mother provided this to my attorney.
Okay, but this is your bank account. Do you dispute that?
Let's see what account it is, then it's probably most likely is 2233, this is a personal account, personal checking account, go ahead.
Personal checking account. And this
Yes,
is your personal checking account, yes or
Yes,
no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Great. So, Your Honor, I would move to admit Exhibit 7H into the record. This is his personal bank account that reflects his deposits. More specifically, Bates page number P136 through P159.
And why was this today?
We received them through the course of discovery from him. We
When?
didn't know that they weren't going to be in his binder. We expected them to be, but they weren't.
No, Your Honor, can I attest that? He says, by him, I didn't produce
I
this.
understand
I'm not denying
your
it.
mom did it and gave it to the attorney and the attorney did it,
No,
right?
That's correct, sir.
So what exhibit, whatever H's they are,
7H.
you guys have to get a better system. 7 H's. Is this the right way to do this?
Your Honor, we had to produce everything in discovery. That's the way, I'm sorry. Under the doctrine of completeness, unfortunately, yes. Not,
You don't have any 8 H's yet, do you?
not yet, but if you give me a minute.
No, we don't have much time, so.
All right, so, sir, again, you made a deposit on 12/9 of $13,953.52, correct? And this is in January of 2025.
You're looking at what page?
You know,
136?
136.
they put it in the wrong bank account, is most likely what that is, because I don't normally have accounts or deposits in that 2233 account, it's a personal account, and that kind of money, and that looks like a deposit that we would do maybe cash or credit cards and, or not credit cards, but checks and cash. I couldn't tell you what that is. I'd have to look it up, but I'd be happy to identify it for the courts if the courts want clarification.
Okay, and just, Your Honor, for my edification, the court has accepted this into the record, yes?
Yes.
Okay, fabulous. So there was another deposit in December of 24, more specifically on December 12th, in the amount of $4,000, correct?
I'm sorry, where are we at now?
136, same page, right below the 13.
From Capital Tint, correct?
Deposit, I'm gonna transfer the four grand, is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, what about it?
You received those funds from Capital Tint, yeah?
Yeah, I was gonna show the account, but yeah.
Okay, great. And you also received a deposit from Capital Tint on January 3rd of $3,000, correct?
That looks accurate.
So are these disbursements or W-2?
So this looks like the 4,000 and the 3,000 look like disbursements. So I basically paid myself what it looks like, you know, in roughly a month's time frame, about $7,000. The $13,953.52 looks like either a bank error or communication at the clerk's window. Maybe I'd have to look it up, but I'd be happy to clarify that for the courts. No problem at all.
Counsel, you've reached your time limit.
Thank you, Your Honor, or Mr. Martin. Once you got elected and I missed it.
He's running for next year.
Your Honor, we can address the income of this exhibit in the closing argument.
Okay. No new evidence, so.
Well, this is not new, it's now admitted.
No, I'm saying that, but I'm saying don't add to what we have had here today. I want to make sure both sides know that fact. We're only going to work with what we presented here all day long.
Thank you, Judge. We have appreciated your time. I know it's been long and arduous. We're
And-
grateful for your patience.
So the decision's not going to come out till like January, so you guys still have time to resolve this matter.
On a temporary basis, Your Honor, we are moving into the holidays and we don't have a holiday schedule. Would the court be inclined to, on an oral motion now, make a determination for the holiday season so that we don't have to, somebody get hung out to dry?
Sorry. You can talk over there. I'm not telling you you can't talk.
Sure.
And by the way, Your Honor, Mom has not had Christmas for the last 4 years. She'd like to have it.
Okay.
So, sir, the question on the table is what are we going to do for Christmas this year?
And New Year's.
Your Honor, I'd like to know if I would still use my last drug test and if we can refer on Monday over to absolute drug and DNA.
We can do that. You're gonna pay for it? You're gonna pay for it?
Yes, sir.
To what? We're gonna use our lab, the same lab.
So right now, the course appointed last time was ATI.
Yeah, it should be ATI.
They do hair and urine and.
They do
Sure.
more specific tests if you talk to them.
Yeah,
No, when I called ATI, they had referred me, ATI themselves referred me over to Absolute DNA and drug testing. There they do the fingernail testing for it. That's what I'm requesting of the courts. I hear that.
I'm gonna send them to ATI, and if they need to go and send it to your other company in their viewpoint, because you want nails now.
I think nail would be a more accurate assessment of whether or not she's, you know, using still or not.
Counsel?
again, ATI is the one that we have sent them to for decades, a decade.
Well, I'm gonna send them to ATI, but if they say they need to do the test.
Sure, if they need something additional, sure, at Dad's expense.
Your expense, they're gonna go specific instructions, you want nails.
Yes.
Nails.
Toenails, yes.
Okay.
Yes, all right.
And then we're gonna put in the instructions that will go on Monday and ATI can refer it out if they need to for that test.
And if she's unable to produce toenails on Monday, Your Honor, are we gonna have an issue with that?
Yeah, we are.
We are, okay, what will be the order if she has issues?
Are you having toenails right now?
I have gel on my toenails, but I think it'll get taken off, I guess.
It'll be on Monday, we'll decide afterwards.
So just make sure that you
Thank you.
What are we gonna do about Christmas?
You can make sure you got your stuff.
So what are we gonna do about Christmas and New Year's?
Christmas, we should be, as of right now,
We've had
just,
Christmas for 4 years in a row.
yes, as of right now, it's just sort of like, I guess, Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, one for each parent. I think should be appropriate for the courts, you know, as far as everything that's gone on.
Well, I think she wants Christmas, so
We want the Christmas break, actually. As is customary.
I
The
think
child is off school, and we share
child's-
physical custody.
Staying with the child's current custodial order, although it's very hard in my household because we got school. And then little time to play on the weekends, very little time together.
That's
But
between you and your
for,
attorney and them. Okay, listen up.
yes, sir.
Mom's visitations are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday now. So, and Christmas comes on Thursday. So mom will pick up the child at 4 PM on Christmas Day and have the rest of Christmas Day to Tuesday, the 30th.
Welcome, Corporate Delecti. I don't know why I thought you was a member, but welcome to the membership. Appreciate you joining.
And on the 30th at noon, you will get the child back and keep the child until her regular visitation schedule again. Do we understand?
Yeah, we'll do it.
You'll get Christmas Eve, and you get Christmas Day until 4 PM. And mom will get the child and keep her for that extra time. I'm only giving her from 4 PM on, that's the only extra time. Then she gets her regular time, continuing until the 30th. And then you get the child back on the 30th at 4 PM. And you will keep the child until we get back to our regular schedule, which will be after New Year's. And then we'll go back to our present schedule until you guys reach an agreement or I prepare an order.
Your Honor, I'm sorry to be that guy. That would make Dad get Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's.
No, your client gets Christmas, she's gonna share Christmas Day at 4 PM going forward.
Yeah, but that's only half a day, Judge.
I know,
I mean, it's technically not even half a day, it's 4 PM. So
that'll be the order, and we'll make up for it if we have to next year.
Oh,
good.
my.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you for your time.
This was something else. And the attorney tried at the end, like, come on, give us some more time. Especially all the stuff she been through. Well, you wanted it, you got it. That's what we finally got to see. I knew that attorney was going to go in on him. But I did hear some other dates in here. I'm kind of curious to go back and look because I think he started all of this stuff. So I might go back and look and see how interesting that other case is that he talked about because I think this been going on all year. So maybe I'll bring it to y'all. I'm gonna check it out, see how interesting it is. If y'all want to see it, let me know. I know I should have put a poll up a while back. Yeah, he did. He started it. I just happened to, well, actually, one of out of Nevada judges people contacted me and said, "Hey, you might want to run this one. This is pretty good," and that's what I did. And don't forget to go check their channel out too. I support them just like they try to support me as well. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. You finally got to see what you wanted. Oh, you want to see a decision? Yeah, because I guess they coming back. So I'll keep a lookout for this case to bring it back. But I do want to go back and just kind of see what's going on before now. And don't worry, I'll check into it. I ain't gonna leave y'all hanging. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And hope you have a good night or wherever you are, whatever time it is. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And I will see you around on the next video. All right? Everybody take it easy. And have fun for the rest of the week with your families and all of that good stuff. So definitely be catching back up. All right? See you soon. Thank you.